Welcome back to the Sanity Project. We're going to remove some doors and I'm going to show you how. This might be different to the way that other people do it, but this is the way that I do it. It worked on the other side, so I thought I might give a little quick tip how you can do it too. Step one, find your hinges. This is to suit VB through to VL Commodores. These hinges are a bit of an old design. Spray a bit of the WD-40 in there. Doesn't need to be a lot. Just let that sit. Step two, you should find a small pin holding this check strap in. Ordinarily, they'd be a little longer. They were on the other side. This one, for whatever reason, has been snapped off. So I'm gonna have to use a pin, but ordinarily a small hammer tapping upward is gonna just knock that out. Grab it and you're done. This one's gonna be more difficult. Now, when removing doors with a hinge pin system much as this, you will find it very helpful to obtain one of these tools. They're available on eBay or bodywork stores for about $35 to $40. Now, they do come with multiple pins. For the Commodores, you're gonna want the largest pin. I apologize for the angle, but it's the best that we've got, I'm afraid. So in this circumstance, we want to be knocking that pin toward the center between the two hinges. Okay, so this needs to, this needs to go up through there. We then thread this small nut onto the end of that. Make sure that there's plenty of threads on there, because that's what's going to be holding this thing together. If you strip the threads, you've ruined that pin. So get as many threads on as you can. So you can now see here, I've inserted from underneath, attach that. What that does is allow the room for the tool to hook onto here, and then we hit that down. It's going to pull the hinge pin downward. The opposite can be said for this one. It gets fed in there and hit upward. Armed with a half reasonable hammer and the tool you bought from eBay, we now hook that over there and we smack that down. Eventually that's going to start to come loose. As you can see there, it does take some impact to do that. So now that that's loose, I tend to take that off. But that hinge pin still runs to approximately halfway up the center part of the hinge. So the door is still attached and it's not going to change. All right, so unfortunately, because that bottom hinge was just really difficult, I didn't get a chance to film that. The angles just weren't going to work. So basically what I've done is I've knocked that top pin half out, make sure that it's loose. Otherwise, if you've knocked that all the way out and then you've got problems with the bottom pin or vice versa, you're going to struggle to then keep the door on. It's going to want to move. So by loosening that first pin, leave it still half in so it's locating the door, deal with the other one. In this case, it was very difficult. So I managed to then knock that one entirely out, knowing that the top one was loose. Knocked that one out, unlatched the door, take it off. Be warned, they do have some weight in them. All right. If you've got any questions, by all means, ask. I've obviously done the front and rear doors now. So that gives me an opportunity to clean all of this up. It's actually not rust. That's lubricant and just crud from years and years. So this will now get cleaned up, painted, and it'll look just as good as the other side. Have a great day.